guys, welcome. We're back here. Welcome back. Now, please share. Do give it a like, just so we can get more engagement in our live today. So, yes, just share this with your friends, your business owners, your bosses, your HR. Send it to everyone. Right?
Yes. So we are NexTech. We are the IT solution. So my name is Man.
My name is Al.
Yes, and we based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So once again, remember to smash the like button and share it to your business owners and also your HR department or maybe your friends who is interested. Just make sure you share it to them. So always in each and every episode, right, we do ask the same question. Do let us know where you're from. Comment in the section below and just type in where you're from.
We're from Malaysia, as usual, as we just said. So if you're from here as well, do just give us some pride in the comments. Just send it over. Yeah. So we are NexTech. We're partnered up with Odoo, and this is our FB live session. Today we will be talking about the blame game between sales, warehouse, and finance.
Yes.
This is one of the most common SME situations. It's basically departments blaming each other. Think about it. So sales, they would say, oh, I already sold it. Why hasn't it been delivered? Then a warehouse would be like, oh, but we never received the order properly. Suddenly finance comes into the question and saying, why is the invoice wrong again? It's always just blaming between these three departments. Don't you feel like it?
Yes, it's very, very common. So do I see any comments?
No.
Not yet. Yeah, do remember to comment where you're from because we just started. So remember to share it to your friend, okay? Because I believe this is a very interesting topic that it happens in a lot of SME in Malaysia and Singapore that we're working with, right? So remember to share it to them. So I hope that you guys can interact with us. So always comment and give some support in the comment section below. So once again, our topic today is the blame game between
Sales, warehouse, and finance.
Yes. Okay, so without further ado, let's start our session for today. So I believe that we have a SME company that we have been working with. I'm not going to tell the name because this is a PNC. Yeah. So this SME company, right, is actually not very big and not very small. It's considered a startup company as well. So it's around 10 to 30 staff for this company, okay? So the sales is growing very, very well and very, very quick. But the operation team is in chaotic situation, So the business owner might think that if the sales is coming in, isn't it a good sign? Right? It's a good sign, right?
As a boss, if I see 200 orders coming in, I'm happy. That's money in.
Yes.
But as a staff, how would that feel?
Yes.
200 orders, suddenly you are just enveloped. There's so much. Sales has to keep track. Finance also has to keep track. Warehouse also has to keep track. Inventory, basically. So let's talk about it. So this is one of the realities, right? So sales is always trying to close their deals really fast.
Yes.
Warehouse is always trying to keep their stocks accurate, while finance is always trying to make sure that the money is in. So you see sales close deals quite fast. Warehouses, they always face stock mismatches. Other than that, finance always struggles with the billing. So at the end of the day, owners are always forced to put out the fires. You see, instead of focusing on building the business, they're out here helping their subordinates trying to fix a problem.
Yes.
You see, that's the reality. Sales promised some delivery, warehouse was not updated, let's say, and then finance was built incorrectly. So what does this happen? Who does this affect? It's not the business owner. Guess what? It's the customer. So customer complaints will increase when you don't have a stock, when you have to cancel an order. So this is the one thing.
Yes.
The owners will think that business is booming, but your customers are feeling like they're not getting their product, and your team feels like it's a little bit too chaotic.
Yeah.
Right?
So this thing is a cycle, I can say. It's a very common thing because when the sales agent, right, they want to close the sales as soon as possible because, of course, for sales agent, they are getting their commission, correct? So they want to close as many sales as possible.
Exactly.
But some of the sales agent, when they do sales, right, they are too excited to close the sales. But when they close the sales, they didn't check. Or maybe when they check, the warehouse department haven't updated the latest stock yet. So when they just close the sales, they fast go and close the sales and told the customer that, okay, we make a deal and then we'll promise to deliver by this week. But what happens next? Because the warehouse department will say that, oh, I didn't get the information. Maybe you didn't submit to me where you submit. So maybe the sales will say that, oh, I already told you, right? That day I just bump up with you and then I just told you that, verbally told you that this thing happened. I already closed maybe 10 sales and then I already told you to ship out the items.
Yes.
But why is it haven't delivered out? So this is between the sales department and also the warehouse department. So the warehouse will say that, you didn't tell me. So if you tell me upfront, I will reserve a stock for you, but you didn't tell me. So I already reserved the stock for another sales agent. So this thing is very common. So what happens next? So it comes to the finance department. Because when warehouse, they want to deliver out, they have to issue the PO, right? The purchase order. So if let's say the purchase order is not being issued, or maybe the stock is not being updated, so when it comes to the finance part, the finance will say that, oh, I saw the sales agent saying that they already closed the sales, but for the warehouse side, it's not being updated. So should I pay out or not? Because for a finance department, right, money is very, very important for them because they make sure that everything is secure and paid out correctly because it's about money, right? So it's like a cycle, I said. So when it comes to the finance part, they didn't pay out, what happens next? The sales agent will come over and chase for the finance department to chase for the commission. They will chase like, why you haven't paid me my commission this month, all right? Because I have to pay for my house loan, my car loan, and even my daily expenses. It's so high. Everything nowadays is so expensive. Why you don't pay me? So this kind of common question, it happens in a lot of SME, okay, that we have been partnered with. So it's very common. So what is the issue and who causes this, right? Because I believe that good orders and good sales every day is a good thing. It happens for the, for the business owner, right? But why it causes this, right? Because everything goes verbally and no proper record.
No black and white.
Yes. And also sometimes you guys just go through via like WhatsApp, or maybe you guys are using like maybe Excel or Google Sheet. I would say that all these are good tools,
Definitely.
but it's just that you didn't use the right tools for your company.
There's like no single source of truth, right?
Yes.
Basically, there's nowhere for you to refer to like the exact number that everyone can see at the same time. So when you think about it, WhatsApp Excel, like you said, it's not a bad tool to use. Everybody uses that. But the problem is sometimes it's no longer a single source of truth. You see? So each department starts blaming each other. So, but let's say, have you ever felt this way? Like, basically, your company is booming, but the problem is nothing is quite aligned between the departments.
Yes.
If you felt like that, do comment me in the chat. M-E, me. If you feel like that, do comment me in the chat. All right.
Yes. I see a few me in the comment section below. Thank you for your comment.
Yeah, thank you. So, anyways, let's just get back to the case, right? So, what do you think happens to the business owner?
Oh, if I were the business owner, I'll be so panicked every day because every day I will have to go and settle all these kind of issue. Because why? Because all the departments, they will be like, oh, you do like this to me? I don't want to be friend with you. I don't want to talk to you.
Sounds familiar.
Yes, I believe it happens in a lot of your company, right? So when this thing happen, what and who will go and solve this issue? They will report to the higher management or maybe the business owner. So the business owner will actually have to do something. So don't you feel like you are paying the staff to do things for you, but when it comes back to reality, right? Don't you feel like you are the one that you paying money to hire people to create issue for you to solve it?
Correct. Yeah. So exactly what she said. Basically, when you, as the business owner, when your subordinates, when your staff have problem, the first person they'll find is you.
Yes.
Exactly. But you're paying them to work for you. Why are you paying them for them to ask you to do more work? Why are you now the firefighter in this situation, you know? So you see, there's a few more impacts. Let's talk about impacts, right?
Yeah.
So let's go over. So there are some hidden costs of disconnection. So when you're using disconnected tools, these are some of the costs basically. So there's always cash flow leakages, so things like wrong invoices, delayed billing, some missing revenue. Other than that, there's also a much more higher operation cost. You see, most of your orders and billing errors will always silently drain your revenue. Yeah. So you see, these are some other problems of having too much stock. Other than that, let's talk about some operational bloat. So you see, basically you're hiring more people to fix mistakes, not to grow your business.
Yeah,
Which is
correct.
quite bad. It's like I said, like a firefighter. So other than that, there's also the impact of basically your business, your customer and your staff having tensions. Customers will have poor customer experience and they maybe feel like you cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
Less trust, you know. So other than that, there's also internal tension between departments. Like we said earlier, all the examples she gave, she just took it out of my mouth. But yeah, basically. So overall, at the end of the day, the owner becomes the daily problem solver.
Yeah, correct. So when your customer don't trust you, you lose money because you
Exactly.
don't have sales. So of course, I believe a lot of business owner, you want your company to grow very well, right? So of course, if you want your company to grow, customer is very important because that is the lead, and also sales. Sales equals to money, all right? So of course, if you don't have like good supporting customer, you lost your sales. It's a big bunch of money there. It's a very potential customer. If you lost it, then because if you think about that, if like, let's say a customer very like your service, or they like all your service and also your products we can put aside, but service is very important.
Exactly.
A customer that come back to you is because of your service, your company service that you give it to them. If your company service is very good, they will come back to you eventually. So of course, if they come back to you and if they have any other business owner that also wanted these kind of things or maybe the products, they will also recommend to their friends. So if you see that if you give a good service, one by one they will recommend. So your company will grow. Do you agree?
That's true. That's true. But then again, when it comes to services as well, it still depends on the mood. Not the mood, but the vibe of the staff. You see, when staff are happier, they tend to be more supportive. But when they're basically stuck in this chaotic environment, they will just also become chaotic themselves. They no longer have the motivation, they no longer have the feeling. But you're paying them, right? They should be doing work. But you see, they want to be more efficient. The output that they give is always tied to how they, basically how they work, right?
Yeah, correct.
The output is based on how their environment basically is. So let's just talk about why these impacts and all of these things happen, right? So the root cause is always never the people though. It's never about giving the service. It's about the flow when you think about it. So when you see sales always focus on speed, inventory always wants to keep track of the accuracy of how many stock they have. Finance always focuses on the control of how the money flows. So you see these are the information, the things that they need. So other than that, there's always the disconnected tools. As we said earlier, WhatsApp, Excel, and verbal updates. You see, black and white is quite important nowadays. People need to know where to find the single source of truth. So when your data isn't connected, people become the system.
Yes.
See, and people make mistakes.
Yes, because if you see, AI also can make mistakes. How about human? Human, we have limited memories. Yeah, also we have one pair of hands and one brain and one pair of eyes. So when we do things, of course, it actually limits ourselves.
That's right.
So, of course, it also will happen, which is we make human error, we make mistakes. That is very common.
Super common. But let's just talk about when this happens, right? Let's talk about what some businesses do differently. How do they solve this problem? You see? So there's a solution to all this, you see? So businesses can always scale smoothly and they usually improve. Once they have a shared workflow that's shared across departments, that's the word, single source of truth. That is what it is. So other than that, they also will need real-time visibility of their information. So this can help between sales, stock, and finance. And of course, the most important thing is also standard operating procedures, SOPs. You see, so when you standardize processes, you no longer need to take care of your memory. You don't have to rely on your memory. Sorry.
Yes, I agree that. So, of course, I do see some other customer or our partners, right? After they get partner with us, they use the system like Odoo. It actually helps the company grow better and more. Everything is in proper, I can say, right?
The flow is much more smoother nowadays. Correct?
Correct.
Exactly. So when you think about it, this is how a digital system can help. You might be thinking, it's okay, I'll just use Excel. It's working for me. How about in the long run? How are you going to scale? Think about that. Think about that for a second.
Yes. So back to our topic for today, the blame game, right? So imagine if you don't have a proper tools for long term, imagine that right now you are still using Excel or maybe Google Sheet. That is a good tools, but not in the right place, I can say. So imagine you are using the current tools that you are using right now is not very proper, okay? So imagine for long term, each department still blaming each other. How would you feel? How would your staff feel? And how would you feel that you have to keep on go and be a firefighter of each department, right? So imagine for long term, not only your staff will be like exhausted and mental breakdown, you yourself as a business owner, instead of getting all the sales, all the money to go and enjoy your life as a business owner, right? You are there to helping each department to connect each department. So imagine that you want to go on holiday, also very susah.
Correct. You left your 9 to 5 to start your own business, but now suddenly you're working 24/7.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, but it's okay. So let's talk about it. So you see, it's not about the people. It's always sometimes about the tools that they use. It's sometimes about the software. So some companies use integrated platforms just like Odoo, but it's not because of just the software. It's also just so that they can have a much more smoother business operation. If you want a smoother business operation, please comment me in the chat. M-E, me. Me. So if you feel like you are going to upgrade your business, do remember we will have a webinar.
Yes, it's free. It happens on the 5th of August, 8 p.m. Remember, it's a free session. Do share it to your friends or your other business owner that we actually comment in the session below. So you can just click in the link and register yourself. All right. Yes, thanks, Ted. I saw the me.
Aman, I had a thought. You talked about customers when they feel like being supported, right? I had a feeling. I remember one time I was walking into this store. It's a cap store. It's based in SS15. So I went there. I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll just buy a hat, go in, go out. But when I went in, the first thing was the guy at the counter greeted me. I'm like, oh, okay, must be like a Watson's. You know, when you go to a Watson's, people will follow you. Do you need anything?
Do you need a bag?
Yeah. It kind of like, sometimes people would say, nah, never mind. But for this cap store, I went in SS15. they were quite friendly, you know. They started talking to me.
Oh.
They started telling me how to style the hat, things like that. So I was thinking, oh, okay, he's very, very customer service approach. Then when I checked out their website. Oh, they're quite fully stacked. Apparently, they have a system. They have a
Oh.
system, you know. So everything works smoothly. They're selling on TikTok and everything like that. But their operations are running smoothly. When I look at it, they're not using any simple PR system. They're actually using a much more integrated PR system that's actually fixed with their inventory, with their finance team, and also the point of sales counter. So basically, the cashier has more time to talk to the customers.
Oh, wow.
I was quite surprised. It was like stores busy, but they're all just talking and giving out service. So I feel like service is really important. Customer support, customer service is really, really, really important. It gives you that first impression.
Yes.
That person I met at the counter is now my first impression of that company.
Do you still go back?
Oh yeah, I bought 1,000 things at this point. I bought so many things from them ever since that first day.
Good service leads to good
Exactly.
customer. And customer come back.
The
and
wo-
also brings sales, right?
Exactly. The most funniest thing is that he remembered my name, which
Wow.
which is above and beyond already at that point. Think about it. So you see, if that made me feel that way, how would that improve your business? Think about it. Right? Do you have any stories like that, Mama?
For
Any
me,
of those in the chat, if you have a similar story where the staff is so friendly that they remember you or you remember them, do share your story in the comments if you do have any. How about you, Mama? Do you have anything like that?
For me, my past experience, I think I have one time. I go and buy a bag. It's not a very branded bag. I mean, for me, last time when I was just started to work, okay, you know, I have to get like myself to get like very proper suit and everything to go work, right? So I have to buy all these accessories or bags to prepare myself lah. So I go to a shop. It's not a very branded shop. It's a very, I can say, it's considered a affordable shop lah. So I went inside. How they carry themselves for service, when you go in, they follow you. Yes, some people they feel like, oh, very annoying, like don't follow me lah. But somehow when they approach you, they will ask you, hi miss, what do you need for today? What you're looking for? You know, all this kind of service. Not only that, when you want to pay, they get a new stock for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So they say that, let me have a look whether I have stock or not. So what surprised me is because a lot of retail store, they want to check for the stock. They always go back to the storeroom and check, correct? But they don't go back to the storeroom and check. They go to the system and then they just check, okay, I have this stock. Or maybe they even just like get the machine and then they just scan the barcode. Yes, we have stock. Miss, I get a new stock for you. Is it okay? I was like, oh, definitely. I of course want a new one. If you go to a shopping mall or what, for Malaysian or Asian, right? It's a very normal habit, right? You don't get the first one. You always get the second one, correct? So of course I say, yeah, I want a new one. So they say, okay, you just have a seat. Not only just sit, you know. What surprised me is they even give you drinks.
Oh wow.
Wow, right? They even give me drinks. I was like, am I in the right shop or not? This is just an affordable retail shop. It's not like those Louis Vuitton or what. It's just a normal shop. So they give you this kind of treatment. It's not like very atas drink, you know. It's just a normal drink.
It's not a fancy drink.
Yeah, but what it makes me feel is like, wow, as a customer, I feel like I'm being valued, you know. So for me, I still go back to the shop, even though it's not a very branded shop, but I still go back because I like the service. So after everything, when you leave, they even say, thank you, you can leave ready. Then they even, you know, they follow you and leave the shop. So it's like this kind of service, you really remember forever, bro.
Yeah, I just remember the hat guy also brought me all the way to the door and let me out. So you see, yeah, you're right. It's at the end of the day, service is also tied to how the staff is working.
The
You see?
efficiency.
Efficiency, correct. See, she had All she had to do was went to the POS system, right? To just check.
Yeah, they just scan. They just scan and then they already know the stock, like how many stock left in the storeroom. I was quite impressed. I was like, I thought you have to go to very traditional way. You have to go to the storeroom and check. No, they just scan and they got the information already. I was like, whoa, surprised.
Believe it or not, there are still a few large retailers out there who actually still have to go to the back and check stock. There are still a few. So think about this. You as an SME, you can apply a smaller system at a lower fraction of the cost. Think about it, right? But if this is very interesting, you can join our free webinar on the 5th of August. If you want your staff to start talking like the staffs that we were talking about just now, maybe you can take a look into our webinar where we will be talking about how sales, warehouse, and finance can work together, a real business flow here.
Yes.
So you can always just join our free webinar. The link is already in the comments, I believe.
And also you can scan the QR that we are showing right now on the screen. Just make sure you scan, or maybe right now you can just take a screenshot just in case you cannot sign up right now. Just make a screenshot and then share it to your other business owners. Correct. And also maybe your friends.
Yes. So in this webinar, we will cover things like a live demo, seeing how sales, warehouse, finance work together. We can also see real-world examples of how this system can be implemented for you, how a better designed system will help you in your business, and maybe some strategies to reduce some internal conflict with the system. Yeah. So we'll be talking about Odoo on our live webinar. Remember, 5th of August, 8 p.m. Singapore time. You can click the link or scan the QR right here. Oh, we have some comments, by the way. Ted says, I like that point that you mentioned. That because there is good system, then the system got more time to talk to you as the customer. The staff got more time to talk to you as the customer. Exactly, yeah.
Yes, I think we still have some.
In the grocery, you get the stuff. Yes, correct, exactly. You never reach for the first one, you get the back one. Exactly.
Yes.
You're right.
Okay, at least I'm not the only one that do that, okay?
Believe it or not, I actually just pick up the first one.
If I'm in a rush, then yes, I will just pick up the first one. But most of the time, I will just, in the rack, I will just get the second one or maybe the third one.
Yeah. Okay. So just to let you guys know, this is our 5th of August webinar. You can join, scan, and just click the link. Much easier. All right. So we'll just leave this QR on the screen for a while. You guys can keep scanning. Just to let you know, our next FB Live will be on the 1st of July, 2 p.m.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon. The topic will be the hotel buffet licensing. Okay. So you ever went to a hotel buffet? You pay one price, you get everything, right? Would you have that, or would you rather have a la carte?
If as an adult, I want everything.
You want everything, right?
I want everything. Only kids do choices, right?
Correct.
We are adults, come on. We want everything.
A little bit greedy. Yeah, we are very greedy. But anyways, let's just recap real quick. Let's recap of what we talked about today. So first of all, the blame game is basically how 3 different departments cannot work together when they have like no internal single source of truth. They will talk to each other, maybe verbally, maybe through WhatsApp or Excel, but there is no single source of truth where everyone, including the boss, can see. That's 1. 2, what are the impacts? So of course, it's cash flow. The operating cost becomes much higher when you don't have a proper system. Other than that, you have a poor customer experience. They'll have some loss. They won't have any trust in you anymore. Other than that, there's some internal tensions between your staff as well. So different departments, they will be blaming each other for different things. And then in the end, the last impact, the most important impact is you as the business owner. You will become the daily problem solver. You become the firefighter, right? So remember, and then other than that, we also talk about what businesses did differently. Of course, they have a shared workflow, they integrated a proper system, and other than that, they don't rely on memory anymore, but they rely on processes. SOPs, standards. So you always follow a standard, so you no longer have to rely on your memory. All right,
yes.
So that is the recap for everything.
So do make sure that next week we'll do our next FB Live on Wednesday, 1st of July, 2 p.m. Singapore time. So make sure you mark your calendar and do share it to your friend if you like this session. And also, do share it to your friend and smash the like button.
Share this to your wife, your husband, your boss, your HR, everyone. Tell them about the blame game. So, anyways, but don't worry, trust me. If you are facing this now, don't worry about it. So many other businesses are also experiencing this stage. Anyways, thank you for joining us. Smash that like button, share this with your business owners, business friends, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you're watching this non-live replay, you can also just leave your comments. We'll send you a link as well to our webinar. We'll read everything, trust us.
Yes, I hope to see you on our 5th of August webinar. I hope to see you there, and do sign up and also share it to your friend.
All right, remember, let's make businesses run smoother, not harder.
See ya, thank you.
Your business is growing. Your business is growing. Most growing businesses don't struggle because they lack tools. In fact, many already use multiple systems: accounting software, CRM, inventory tools, spreadsheets, and more. The real problem is this: these systems don't work together. Data is duplicated in multiple systems. Decisions are made based on outdated information. Teams rely heavily on Excel to bridge gaps. As a result, reports don't match across departments. Teams spend more time managing data than actually running the business. Disconnected systems don't just slow you down. They quietly cost you time, accuracy, and opportunities. If your systems don't talk, your teams become the integration layer. No clear data, no real-time insight, no control. What if everything just worked together? That is where we come in. At NexTech, we help you implement Odoo, turning your operational complexity into absolute clarity. By connecting core functions into a single platform, businesses can eliminate manual processes, gain real-time visibility, and operate with clarity and control. Enter data once and it updates everywhere instantly. No duplicate data entry, no manual data transfer, no conflicting reports. You don't need more systems. You need systems that work as one. With the recent upgrade where Odoo implemented AI into Odoo.sh, the platform has become a supercharged engine, meaning we can deliver and deploy your tailored business solutions much faster. With this system, your company operates with total visibility, absolute control, and peak efficiency. And with that, your business is finally able to clear away the friction and grow much bigger. Ready to take control of your business? Let's talk. Our team is ready to provide a practical assessment of your current processes and show you the path to total control.